there are big questions that must be answered. A lot of those center around how to save movie theaters. One way to save movie theaters is make better movies that people want to go see. I would say lower ticket prices, but from variety, from cleaner bathrooms to fewer trailers. I actually like a lot of trailers.
Yeah, me too.
Because I know I can show up late or I've got more time at the refreshment stand. 5 movie theater owners on ways to bring audiences back to cinemas. One of the big suggestions I made years ago was serve alcohol at movie theaters. Now they all do it. Mm-hmm. So that was smart. And I do miss the ArcLight. They had the ArcLight bar. Mm-hmm. You could go there, have a decent meal. The food was good. They had movie themed drinks for every movie that came out.
Yep.
And you'd meet there, have a quick bite, dinner, grab your drinks, take them in the theater. I love it. But from Variety, if you would give us the highlights of this story.
The future of movie theaters remains uncertain as the industry struggles to regain stability post-pandemic and post-strikes. While past blockbusters like Barbenheimer and Top Gun Maverick proved the power of the big screen, inconsistent box office performance has raised concerns. Theater executives remain hopeful, banking on a strong summer slate with films like Superman, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, and Avatar, Fire and Ash to revive attendance. Industry leaders emphasize the importance of high-quality concessions, premium experiences, and strategic release windows to keep audiences engaged. Some theaters have adapted by expanding offerings such as restaurants and arcades, while others lean on classic film screenings to stay afloat. Predictions for 2025's biggest hits vary, with contenders like Avatar 3, Jurassic World Rebirth, and Wicked for Good leading the conversation. Despite economic challenges, cinema owners are optimistic that 2025 will mark a turning point, proving that moviegoing is more than just an occasional event. It's an experience worth preserving.
That's all. That's all from Naruto?
What are your thoughts? Look, they're serving booze. They're doing popcorn buckets. One thing they haven't done, lowered prices.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Lowered prices. It was like Quentin Tarantino has talked about this. The movies, look, going to the theater, Broadway, is expensive. Going to concerts is really expensive now to go to a concert. But the movies was a blue-collar medium. The movies was even the heroes and the subjects of movies were blue-collar people. Lower the prices, people will show up. Make it cheap for a family to go.
Okay, so I'm looking at this article, and it's actually an interview with the CEO of Regal Theaters. And they asked him that very question. Is cost a factor in going to the movie? His answer was, Tuesdays are discount days, and Tuesdays perform a lot better than Monday or Wednesdays. People are telling you, I appreciate when it's cheaper.
Yeah.
You know why? And I think especially because of the fact that, again, you know, the other thing we're not talking about is these movies are out for what, 6 weeks or 5 weeks, and then they're on streaming. Yeah. So why am I going to go out and drop $100, right? If I take a date, if I buy popcorn and soda and all that good stuff, I'm dropping about $100 when I could just wait a couple of weeks and it's on stream.
Den of Thieves on Netflix already.
Especially for families. Especially for families.
A ticket should not be more than
not
be more than $7.
Yeah, look, I grew up. I was very fortunate. I grew up in Royal Oak, Michigan, walking distance from the Berkeley Theater. And the Berkeley was a second-run theater. So if it was too expensive to go see a movie in first run, I could go to the Berkeley and I could see a movie for $1. And I could get a box of popcorn for 50 cents. Now that does sound like old man screaming back in my day, but I'm telling you that the second run theaters are irrelevant now with streaming and even pirated films online,
4K
and all of that. It's like they've made the business of second run irrelevant. So it's sad to see. It's really, I feel like all the wounds of the entertainment industry, everything is self-inflicted. But those days of dollar theaters, I saw Star Wars 7 times the summer it came out. I saw Jaws 5 times. I saw The Empire Strikes Back 10 times because I saw it at the bigger theaters first and paid $3 or $5 or whatever it was. But then eventually when it went to the dollar theater, it was fun to just walk to the theater and pay $1 to see it on the big
dollar theaters.
There is one in Pasadena. That is a second run theater.
Yeah, it's called the Academy. It's a really bad theater, but
the theater's
it's cheap.
not great. But you can get they do a special where you can get, it's like $5 for a hot dog, popcorn, and a movie.
They call it date night. It's a date night special, and they drop the prices on everything. It's cool if you're already dating somebody, but never take a girl there on the first date, guys.
Back in the dollar theaters, like we used to have one here, and they converted it to just a regular theater. But theaters, I mean, ticket prices combined with bad movies from Hollywood, combined with these movies are only going to be in the theater for a certain amount of time before they're on streaming, so I might as well just wait until I can watch it from the comfort of my own home. All of that is like working against theaters. I love going to the movies. Like, it doesn't matter what I'm watching. I love going to the movies. And I used to go almost every weekend until it just, one, they're not putting out good content, so I don't want to go and watch it. And two, now it's really expensive. So I'm not going every weekend like I used to. I used to go to almost every single movie release. But the fact that they're not putting out good movies, and still expecting people to show up. Yes, I love the movie going experience, but if I'm going there to watch something that's going to end up, preaching to me, I don't want to waste my money on that. And also the fact that they're not catering to their audiences anymore. Like, what happened to romantic comedies? They're not putting those out, and they're not catering to. It's funny that they bring up Barbie and Top Gun Maverick, right? Those were gender specific. Barbie was for the girls, and the women showed up because we haven't had, movies like that are catered to women in quite a while. The ones that are catered to us are girl boss movies, and we don't really want to watch those types of movies. Top Gun Maverick was American, it was good, it was masculine, and so people showed up to that movie. They don't make those types of movies anymore. When they it's very rare, but people will show up to those.
Hollywood cranked out comedies and also tons of romantic comedies like Teacher's Pet, Bringing Up Baby, things like that. That was a staple. You wanted to see your favorite movie stars paired up and have a good roaring time in the screens. Now, the one thing I wanted to add in my time, okay, I'm going to top Chris with old man talk.
Please.
Is that every Saturday, they had something that was more akin to a babysitting event without actually really calling it that. Every Saturday, 25 cents, we could watch 3 movies. And the parents knew when they sent all of us there, the ushers knew how to handle the kids. We were properly managed. It was a safe environment, and we were gone all Saturday morning, and the parents loved it.
They could finally have sex.
That too.
Without embarrassing you.
That too. Although they would usually do it before I left for the cinema.
Oh, Jesus.
That's why you're so funny.
That's right.
I think first of all, I agree with Steph. I love going to the movies. Every Thursday night, I'll see at least one film, if not 2 or 3 some days. And I'm at the movie theater.
I don't know how you do it.
3 days or more a week, in addition to watching screeners. And Alan is the same, right? Alan, that's
pretty
about
much
the same. That's the same.
Not as much as you, but definitely.
Yeah. But look, I love the experience, but I'll tell you, between the cost and really, but I'm not a normal moviegoer. I go a lot, and I'll take a risk on a movie like, say, Bob Trevino Likes It, which is my favorite film.
But you also have the A-list, Chris, and things like that, where
that's what I'm saying.
You can watch unlimited movies for a set price.
Yeah,
I get my value.
Section.
I get the value out of A-list because it's $25 a month, and I see 3 movies a week. Right? Most people that have A-list probably see a couple movies a month. Do they feel they get the most out of it? I get a lot out of it. I don't think I'm normal. though. I'm not a normal.
Let's be real. For Chris
consumer.
and I, it's a tax
not normal.
deduction too.
Well, it's also
yeah.
that. It's also that. But I think they're doing
you know what?
let me finish, Dante. One last thing.
Yeah.
I think the theaters are doing everything they can. They've changed the pricing model. You know, even at $25, that's the cost of going to one IMAX movie. Just get A-list, see one movie a week, pays for itself. Second thing, they're serving booze. Costs about the same as a bar. It's fine. Then they've got your popcorn buckets and collectibles. The AMC lobby is now like movie merch, right? I have no problems with any of that. The theater owners are doing everything they can to save the business. What's not being done?
Movies.
Making better movies.
Correct.
Yep.
Where you could see a comedy, there was a horror and a drama, a romantic comedy. They had all in a given week. You'd have one of every type of thing. Some would be good, some would be bad, whatever, but you take a risk. There would even be, genres are dying, right? The teen sex comedy. Whatever happened to that? Alan, explain it.
American Pie.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that was a tried and true genre, and they've killed those genres. Sorry, Dante.
Yeah, no, I
just wanted to
was
get that
going to just slightly piggyback. I'm going to go a step further and say I don't think you can save it. I don't think you can save the movie theaters at this point, man. And the reason why I say that is even if they start making better movies all of a sudden, they have already programmed us to wait a few weeks and we could watch it for what, $10 a month?
They have to change that.
But you can't put the genie back in the bottle. Streaming is here.
No, you just say that streaming is going to be 6 months out.
Yeah.